Alright, I'm going to keep an eye on this, but I'm also going to give you, my top 20 games of E3. I'm going to try to anyway, but I'm also loving this right now. My number 20, Splatoon 2. Not much to say about that. They didn't really even show a whole lot, but I needed a 20th game, right? And number 19 is kind of a similar story. Fire Emblem Warriors. They showed a little more of that. More story stuff. More characters from Fire Emblem. That should be fun, even if it's kind of mindless. Just, you know, I like Fire Emblem, so I like to play with those characters. Number 18 is The Artful Escape, and number 17 is The Last Night. I just kind of grouped those together because it's kind of a similar story, both those. We don't know a ton, but I think the style of those games is both really, really cool. And those are both on Xbox first. They're timed exclusive, it seems, for consoles anyway. I think they'll be on PC. Is that a football? If you were following the story path of the game, you'd be talking. This is such a weird thing. Pauline is the mayor. That's great. We're going to ignore that right now because there's lots and lots of things to do. Of New Dog, that makes sense. New Dog City and Pauline's the mayor. This game is going to make me so happy. Number 16 is Cuphead, which we finally got a release date for, which is exciting. Still looking forward to that game, even though we've been seeing it forever. That's one of the bad examples of the one kind of thing that pissed me off, but I'm still going to play the game. 15 is Sonic Forces, which is basically a sequel to Sonic Generations, which was my favorite 3D Sonic in a long time. So I'm looking forward to that again, especially on Switch. 14 is Agents of Mayhem. That's the Saints Row developers. And they're making a game. I really wish it was on Switch, actually, because it doesn't seem like a particular challenge or anything, but it seems just like a ton of fun. It's a ton of mindless fun. It seems like the kind of game you don't really have to pay close attention, but you can just go in there and kind of mow down some bad guys with some superpowers and guns and high mobility, and I think that'll be a lot of fun, even if it's not the most challenging thing in the world. 13 is Far Cry 5. I think Far Cry 5 just looks like a really unique and cool and interesting setting. And I love that it's co-op. I love that you can kind of direct your guys around. I think it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. 12 is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. That's a tough word to say. The first Ori was great. The second Ori is going to be great too. Didn't see a whole lot of it, but I'm just glad they're making a sequel. It looks beautiful too. 11 is Middle-earth: Shadow of War. I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan at all, so I didn't play the first one, even though I thought the Nemesis system seemed like a real cool idea. I think they're going to get me in with this one, even though I am kind of sick of Batman combat, which we'll get to in a minute, because I've got something else to talk about with that. But whatever, the Nemesis system just looks like so expanded that I'm totally into it. Is this... Does he roam around in the open world and then go into levels? This looks big. Can he go over there? Wow.
And then, obviously out of that, like, different things come up, like, oh, maybe we could do this a little bit differently. Maybe this could actually work. Like,
is there fall damage? Can he jump?
We kind of add that to it. And
Mario, don't do it! Don't do it, Mario! You got so much to live for! You got the princess, Mario! You have a brother, Mario! You have a bunch of toads, Mario! Don't do it! Don't do it!
And so, you saw before, we were able to jump on.
10 is Crackdown 3. I didn't think Crackdown 3 looked very good in the Microsoft conference, but then on their live show that they're streaming, they showed some more footage of it, and I think it looks like fun. Very similar to Agents of Mayhem, actually. Just go in there with some superpowers and guns and mow down a bunch of people as kind of a dumb, fun thing. But it does have co-op, which gives it an advantage over Agents of Mayhem. Agents of Mayhem, by the way, what I did not mention is that there's don't do it, Mario! No!
And that worked.
Oh, he's alright.
To my surprise.
Agents of Mayhem has a bunch of different playable characters, and you pick 3 at a time and switch between them, so that's real cool. But anyway, Crackdown 3's got the co-op. It also has, in the multiplayer, not in the campaign, but in the multiplayer, it has cloud-based destruction, so you can destroy the whole city. I think it looks like a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Number 9 is Star Wars Battlefront 2. Looks like they've improved everything about the first Battlefront, which I did not enjoy. But the improvement of all this stuff looks cool to me. I was hoping to see more of the campaign, and we did not. But I still think it looks very solid. I'm going to give that game another chance. Number 8's not a game, it's an expansion. XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. Huge expansion to XCOM 2, which is one of my favorite games of last year. So I'm really looking forward to that again. Number 7 is Fortnite, the Epic Games game, which is half Horde mode and half building a fort, almost like a Minecraft type thing. Seems right up my alley. I love co-op games. I love Horde modes. And I don't really know what else to say about that. It's coming real soon. It's next month. Third-person perspective. Can't wait for it. Cranky Avenue, because of Cranky Kong. This is great. I love everything about this. Number 6 is God of War. I've mentioned before, I've never been into the God of War series before, ever. But this game just looks wonderful. It looks like they're adding heart to it, finally. And I love that he's got a new combat style using a hatchet instead of... Well, I guess that answers my question, by the way, about going into levels. Using a hatchet instead of his normal Chains of Olympus. And it looks brutal and fun and gorgeous game. Looking forward to that. That's so cool. Number 5 is Sea of Thieves. Speaking of co-op games, Sea of Thieves just looks like a jolly good time. I don't know how you can play or look at that game without a smile on your face. And everything I've been reading about it from people who have actually got their hands on it are just nothing but positive things. And boy, I can't wait for that. That's going to be a game I think I'm going to spend a lot of time in. I hope that it has, like, a lot of missions and stuff. Not just kind of... I know you can kind of roam around in the open world a lot, but I hope it has a good mission structure, too. Number 4 is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Everybody seemed shocked by that game. I actually expected a lot of it, because those slides made it sound like XCOM, and it's like XCOM. Love those kind of games. We'll love them even more when I can take it on the go. Perfect for Switch. Can't wait for it. Number 3 is... I just bumped this up because I had it low on the list till we actually just saw it. Super Mario Odyssey. This looks wonderful. Are you kidding me? This looks like... I'm going to spend so much time playing this game. I can't believe some of the stuff they've done with the capture mechanic and turn into a T-Rex and all that shit. And that song was great. Number 2 is Spider-Man. I'm a Marvel fanboy, so I can't pretend to be unbiased about Spider-Man. I fucking love Spider-Man, and that game looked wonderful. And it's Insomniac, dude. They've made a top 5 Xbox One exclusive with Sunset Overdrive and a top 5 PS4 exclusive with Ratchet and Clank. There's a real strong argument that they're one of the best developers in the world, maybe the best. And the fact that Sunset Overdrive has such great mobility, and Spider-Man's all about mobility. It's a fucking perfect match. I can't wait for that game. That footage we saw yesterday was exciting and awesome. I'm not crazy about having the Batman kind of hand-to-hand combat. I love the Batman stealth stuff where he's up on the rafters picking people off. That's great. But the hand-to-hand stuff, as far as timing of the counters, never been crazy about that, but that's okay. I'll deal with it. And the number 1 game of E3 to me was Anthem, BioWare's new IP. Fuck, that looked so rad. Looked like everybody's basically playing as Iron Man. Co-op, lots of guns, lots of loot, and the BioWare Edmonton magic. I know, people are kind of down on BioWare right now, but listen, I love Andromeda, but that was BioWare Montreal, not BioWare Edmonton. BioWare Edmonton has a perfect track record. So I'm sure there'll be great story in there. It was absolutely gorgeous. One of the most beautiful games I've ever seen. I get to play as Iron Man, I get to shoot some stuff, I get superpowers. That's just everything I want. Like, that game seems like it was made directly for me. So that was my number 1 game. I expect we won't see it for a while. How about you? Now I've got. Now that I'm done with my list, I can go back in the chat here and see what you guys are saying. Because I had to jump out to look at that. Hey jerks, this is Johnny Vinyl. And if you like the video you just watched, you can click right here to see our next one. And you can click on this part of our professional green screen. And you'll subscribe, and you'll never miss one of our videos.
Shit, my arm's getting tired. God damn. Shit.
Dude.
My arm.